here we go. We're live from Fly on the Wall Productions on this delightful, beautiful Tuesday morning. Town meeting day. Going to be overcast skies for the most part today with a few flurries and snow showers. Got them now. So expect them throughout the rest of the day today. Highs around 27 degrees. Looks like tonight, Roger Hill is saying cloudy skies for the most part with a few flurries and snow showers lingering down around 23 or so. And then let's have a look here with my new Windows 11, which I love so much. Looks like as we get into Wednesday tomorrow, more of the same, looks like. I don't mean to sound negative, Paul.
No, you don't. What do you mean to sound like?
I'm just,
Intention's everything.
Well, it's just that, this time of year, come on, you have to admit, this time of year, a lot of us get a little, with the whole weather thing. We just want shit to break and let's get the lawnmower going, okay? Enough's enough.
I was
this carelessness,
in my
horse
mind,
shit that's falling
I was
out.
streaming in my mind. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas as I was walking.
Stop it! Don't go there.
Well,
That's not funny.
I cross onto North Main Street and I see the Christmas garland and lights on the lamppost are still up and the lights are on and snow's gently falling and I'm coming to see you and I know how much you love Christmas and music out of season, so the first thing I thought of was it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Don't do that. I'll jump right across this table if I have to.
I can't find the stream feed. Why doesn't it just? I go to the aired out page and it just doesn't.
Oh yeah, we're there.
Do I have to? I know, but it's not. It doesn't show up on. I guess I have to be in the app maybe to see live videos.
Who the hell? And you're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. I'll watch yesterday's show. I'll respond to the comments from yesterday's show while we do today's show because I can't find today's show.
Yeah, we're on.
I'm gonna have to get the app, but I don't want to download more things on my phone.
I gotta tell you, man, our reach is blasting.
Yeah,
it's blasting. I mean, it's just amazing, and I'm lucky, very lucky to have Raylene part of my team, to have you in here every Tuesday. We're reaching a lot of people, man. We're just Paul Brody, by the way.
Hi.
If you're just tuning in and just or listening, Paul Brody is a local North Main Street, Barry City, Vermont, licensed alcohol and drug counselor. And also just all in all, interesting, and I use that word loosely, dude.
Which word are you using loosely? Interesting or dude?
Interesting.
Okay, it's just loosely interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely dude.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Musician, author, my God. I mean, you just have an interesting look at life.
I don't know why I'm here, so I'm trying to figure it out. A lot of people don't seem to care.
Here you're here on Earth?
In existing. Why do I exist? Yeah. So I explore different things and do what seems enjoyable to me.
And I forgot, husband and father.
Yeah.
Of 2.
4.
4!
Yeah, we had 2 more born this morning, so that's why you didn't know about them.
Oh my God.
We had 2 last time you met me. Last time we talked. No. It's been 4 for a while.
As you know, as most people do, today is town meeting day. We're going to check in with Raylene here in just a minute, but I first want to say kudos and hats off to not only the Montpelier City Fire Department, but many of the other departments that responded to the structure fire. Yesterday, it was a little nerve-wracking on Spring Street. That was doused quickly. No injuries reported. A tenant and a neighbor called in a report of smoke from the top of the building just before 4 o'clock. And when firefighters responded a few minutes later, black smoke could be seen coming from the roof. The fire appeared to have been caused by wiring in the wall of the third-floor kitchen. But Firefighters were able to respond within 3 minutes of the report and got that fire killed almost immediately. So isn't that amazing?
Wow. Yeah, that's 3 minutes. That's fast.
That's that's like the ultimate situation there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Good.
Anyway, I'm glad that everyone is all right, and it looks like we'll have a little bit of an insurance claim going, and otherwise some great, for lack of a better term, some great experience for the fire departments and training, if you will. Nobody got hurt.
Right.
Things were taken care of right away, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. How are you this morning, buddy?
I'm great.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
I'm going to check in with Raylene here and see if we can get her on the air.
All right.
She is up at the auditorium. Polls opened, I think, at 8 o'clock this morning, I think. Or no, 7 o'clock this morning.
Good morning.
Top of the morning to you, Raylene. You're up at, where are you? Tell us where you are. What's going on?
I'm up at the auditorium with a bunch of other hooligans freezing my tuchus off.
Tuchus.
Yes. I know you've never heard of that either.
I've never heard tuchus before, but I'll write that down. I have to learn a few new things, I guess.
Yes, you do.
So
it's cold, it's snowy, it's wet, but this is for a good cause, right?
well, yeah.
Positive change moving forward. Vote, vote, vote.
No matter who you vote for or what you vote for, get up to the auditorium. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But, I'm here with a group of people that are my favorites that I have pretty much been very outspoken about,
Yep.
as you know. Yeah.
Well,
And we're all doing good.
Pass the phone around. I dare
All
you.
right.
I double
All
dare you.
right. Well, hold on. Right now, I'm going to give you to Rosemary Averill, Ward 2.
Okay,
That's what she's running for. And so hold on one second.
got it.
You're live on Air It Out.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Hey, Rosemary, how are you, honey?
Fine, JD. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in.
Well, you're up there freezing your tuchus off too?
Since 6:30, but we wanted a good spot.
Wow.
So here we are, and it's really consistent. People are out voting, which is great. It's really great.
So polls opened at 7 o'clock, I think?
It's been, we had people show up just before 7, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us what you see up there other than snow coming down. Who's out with you? Who's up there?
So right now we've got, I think that's
We're talking here.
Grant. He's holding a Christopher Roberts, and then next one down is Sam Stockwell, then Teddy Wazazak, and then Elise Averill. She is
Family
here
support.
Yep,
Yes.
she's here, and of course I've got my sign and.
And who are you?
Sign. My name is Michael Booten. I'll be right there, JD. I'm gonna go down and harass you.
Here, and then we have Shannon Alexander.
Yeah, Article 7.
Article 7.
Vote yes,
I'm
vote yes.
down.
Vote yes for Article 7.
All right. Are there hot coffee and donuts and a warming tent and a portable
No, we
jacuzzi?
need a warming tent,
You know
and
what?
I've asked for one, and hopefully it gets here soon.
We're keeping each other warm and yes.
Yeah.
No portable hot tub.
No portable hot tub. No.
Disappointed.
Well, me too. Me too. Somebody did bring us. Tim Bolton brought us some hot chocolate, and we've been brought some hand warmers, and so that's been cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there are some others here that I could pass the phone to. We have Teddy Wazazak is here. Yeah, and
All right.
Sam Stockwell.
And obviously, we're going to be voting for Article 7, hopefully voting yes for Article 7.
Correct.
To keep the
BABC going and the marketing and pushing this city as hard as we can so that we can liven things up downtown and
and keep
have
Barry
more
alive.
housing Yeah.
More
keep Barry
more
alive.
visit. We need more visitors here. We need more residents. We need more businesses and jobs, as you say, and so does Michael. And the end goal is to lower taxes. Get on BarryRockSolid.com.
Yep.
Barry Area Development. I mean, what else can we say? You know, I was chatting with Cody Morrison yesterday, the past executive director, and we learned together that it was 20 months that he was on the air here,
Right.
at Aired Out, for a total of 107.3 hours over those
Whoa.
20 months.
Yeah,
And-
that's pretty awesome.
93 episodes, all promoting Barry and business development and workforce development and grants, and the list goes on and on and on.
Right. And his endeavor was very successful. He brought great things. As we know, he fought hard to get a huge dollar amount up here, earmarks, the Sanders earmarks, and those actually are here and ready to be spent on the auditorium and a few and the pipeline.
And what is it, like a total of around $6 million, right?
Yeah,
Almost 7
almost 7
with the pump station.
with the pump station.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So, yeah,
Vote yes. You got till 7 o'clock tonight to do it.
that's right. Vote yes, Article 7. And then can I do my plug?
Yeah, please.
Yes. Michael Booten for school board, Sarah Hellman for school board. And then Ward 2, we're going to vote yes for Rosemary Averill. And Ward 1, Tim Bolton. And Ward 3, Tina Ruthier.
Shake.
All right. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Come around here, Tim. Tim Bolton has just walked into the studio with with not one, but 2 Shamrock Shakes.
Oh, so you and Paul can enjoy a shake together.
I got Paul a small one.
Paul got a small one?
Because he doesn't like it.
I don't know if I like. I didn't years ago, but I've been told that it's a lot better now. So I don't know.
We're going to check this.
All right.
Oh man,
So-
more people.
Paul's
Tim,
Thank you.
you told Tim I said to get his ass back up here. He's got to freeze a little
He
bit
can hear
with
you.
it.
yeah. No, he can hear you. He can hear you. And
Yeah.
and some furry man from Alaska is coming in behind me as well right now. It almost looks like Michael Booten.
It does.
My God.
Oh gosh. Okay,
Nook of the
boy.
North? Is that in the Nook of the North?
Look at this. Look at this creature. He looks like Sasquatch.
I don't know. I don't know.
My God.
Nanook? I have no idea what Nanook means.
Did he tell you that I'm dressed as a squirrel
I'll look it
today?
up for you.
Raylene's dressed as a squirrel?
She's dressed as a squirrel. Should I go get Nutters?
No, keep Nutters in the cage, please.
All right.
Buckled up. All right,
You
thanks,
guys
Raylene.
Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So, normally I have one per year of these shakes, but this will be number 2.
Good.
Number 2.
Number 2.
So it's a big year for the Shamrock Shake. Thank you,
Are
guys.
you even Irish?
No,
I am
no.
somewhere in there.
Here.
37%.
Thank you, guys, so much.
Well, I enjoyed your banter so much last year.
All right. What are we going to talk about today that might
Well-
induce gifts next week?
I don't know, but
What would entertain you today? Yeah, right. Yeah.
prime rib,
Prime rib. I've never had that before.
steak tips,
Have you ever had that before?
lobster tail. Oh yeah. Oh
No,
God.
you're supposed to say no.
Oh yeah. No.
Neither of us have had those
Well,
things
I've had
before.
prime
ever.
rib, but I've never had from Tim
Right.
Bolton
Yeah, that's true.
cooking it.
Right.
Which I hear is a whole different experience. Thank you, gents, so much. I love you.
Are you telling us to leave? Is that
No, not at all. Not at
I
all.
was gonna go sit next to.
Yeah, come on.
You do anything you want. Go,
This guy, yeah.
Go and push away right in there.
Arlene wants me back up there.
Yeah, she wants you to.
Yeah. My God. I thought he
Oh no.
I
Joe's
thought
coming
he
down
was
to
up there.
Cause trouble.
I guess he wasn't.
This guy drives quickly.
Holy biscuit.
Oh my God. Tim, thank you. Wow. Everyone is watching this happening live right now,
Live.
Yeah.
and
That's-
and
is the
listening. To
challenge
it as
of
well.
live.
Oh my God!
shows.
How do I look? Do I get my beautiful face on? Do you see? Oh
My God!
Yeah, we see
Because
that.
I voted. Do you know who I voted for?
Yourself?
Holy crap!
Yeah, that's what I
What's
figured.
going on?
Microphone
Can you
closer.
do that?
Can I do what?
Are you allowed to do that?
You have to.
I am allowed to vote for myself.
All right.
I'm just not allowed to vote multiple times.
Okay.
I get other people to do that.
Now, are the tabulators and all that horse shit up there? Is that all working?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm tasting the Shamrock Shake.
How is
it? Doesn't
that?
taste like Shamrocks.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like mint.
But you don't know what shamrocks taste like.
How do you know what I don't know what Shamrocks
Because
taste
I
like?
know that you don't.
Why?
Have
How do
you
you know
ever
that?
had a shamrock?
Maybe. How do you know?
Have you ever picked a 4-leaf clover?
Maybe.
No. Yes or no? Answer the question.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? I can
No.
pick probably.
My
like
mom
10
finds
of
them all the time. She just
Yeah,
looks at the
same
ground
here.
and sees 1,000 of them. So it's
the same here.
It's possible that I have eaten one in the past. But my mom was picking them out of the grass when I was a kid, and
This is
Just
amazing.
made
you know,
you eat them.
she probably didn't make me, but she might. If your mom pulls something out of it and said, "Look at this, this is so cool," and
You
you're a
put it in your
child,
mouth?
you probably
You
put it in your
anything
mouth.
in your
Yeah,
mouth that your mom
yeah.
gave
When
you?
you're a little kid, yeah, you do that.
No.
You don't have kids?
No.
Okay, well
I
then-
made choices.
Okay.
That were probably
We've all
wise choices.
we've all made
Nobody wants me to
choices.
propre-
We've all made
procreate.
choices.
Yeah. No,
But you
they-
don't remember when you were 2 or 3 years old putting everything in your
I
mouth?
don't remember my mom giving me shamrocks and me eating them.
Well, maybe your mom couldn't find them.
That's probably accurate. I'm the only one in the family that can find the shamrocks.
My
There you go.
mom.
Four-leaf
My mom
clovers.
gave me shamrock shakes with something in them called cream de menthe. I don't know what that was all about. But
Yeah, I bet you did.
Apparently, that's what I remember.
Is that the reason why you're a raging alcoholic now?
Oh my God!
He's not raging. Leave the diagnosis to the professionals.
Yes,
He's moderate.
He's a licensed alcohol
He's
drug
moderate.
counselor.
Yeah, I've never asked him any questions about it, but I'm going to say he's moderate.
Moderate.
Not raging.
So I thought you were up there.
I know, but I heard that you were going, and I know that your viewership, these are Barrie folk, and let me tell you, folks, need to get out and vote. And, if you haven't voted, I
Bring
highly...
that mic a little higher.
Oh, wow. Hey,
There you go. There you go.
do you want me to talk softly into
No, you
it?
talk loudly, but you got to put it right on top of your beard.
Yeah.
gotta
Here,
be
go ahead. Continue.
Resting
Do you want me-
on your chin beard.
I mean, I'm tempted to start talking about, the Alec Baldwin's, salty, yeah. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
Sweaty.
I remember
Sweaty?
that sketch
You know,
on SNL.
Sweaty balls.
Yeah.
Sweaty balls. Yeah.
Salty chocolate balls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweaty. Anyway, and for folks that I was like, oh, what is he talking about? You got to go and watch the SNL. It's hilarious. Double entendre, left and right. Anyway, go out and vote. Have you voted?
No,
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I was waiting for this to come up.
Oh.
Do
Wait
you
a
want to
minute,
go there?
Hold up.
Where's
Let
your
me-
gold
let me-
jacket?
Wait a minute. No,
This
wait a
is Battle
Very
of
much.
Where do you
Barrie.
live?
Very much
Barrie
unplanned
City.
morning.
You're not going to
Unplanned
vote
morning.
today, are you?
I am not going to vote today
This is an
Why?
unplanned
because I
morning.
don't vote.
Why?
Because I do not
was-
consent to the enslavement of humankind.
This was not planned. None of this.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, my God.
It's
None of-
enslavement of humankind.
None of this was
By whom?
Do you want to do this, JD? Do you want to do this or you don't want to do this?
no warning whatsoever.
What?
Busted in here
By
with a
them.
shamrock shake.
What are
and
you talking
Now
about?
he's going down
Let me
this
read- let me
road.
read
I don't
this
know what
quote.
you're talking-
Aldous Huxley. The perfect dictatorship would have the appearance of democracy, but would basically be a prison without walls, in which the prisoners would not even dream of escaping. It would essentially be a system of slavery, where through consumption and entertainment the slaves would love their servitude.
Just had no idea.
Aldous Huxley.
So let me get this straight. You're saying I don't want to vote because I'm enslaved, but yet I want to continue in what I'm doing just because I want to feel better that I'm not
I was
participating?
I was born here,
No idea.
and I was not given any option whether or not I wanted to participate in the system.
I just own the microphones.
And so that's just enslavement.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go get my microphone?
I
can go get my microphone.
you know,
It's
whatever.
not enslavement to vote.
Anyway.
It's a civic duty.
Have you ever heard of the Jones Plantation?
Yes, I have.
The little story?
Yeah, the
you're
little
familiar with it?
story,
All right.
yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think maybe you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
I do not drink any
The
Kool-Aid.
anarchist is drinking the Kool-Aid.
I think that all
Oh
of
no!
us.
All right, explain that to me. I don't. I am perfectly at peace with my decisions. I don't need anybody to agree with me or want anybody to agree with me. So I'm at peace with this. I don't feel the need to explain myself or defend myself
Yes.
to anybody. I'm comfortable with my
Yeah.
decision.
Okay, that's fine.
But I love to understand things, and I'm open to things. I'm not attached to these beliefs. When I find myself attached to a belief, I like to question it. So when I find myself deeply attached to something, then I want to question it. But in this case, I'd like to understand what your perspective is on
Sure.
why
So
is
let
the
me-
Jones Plantation me drinking Kool-Aid?
That's the comment. You're drinking the Kool-Aid, meaning like you're thinking that it's not good to vote and it's not worthy of your time to vote. And I'll just tell you that's not accurate. But let me ask you
I
this
didn't
question.
say it's not worthy of my time.
I
said
put
I'm
words in
choosing-
your mouth.
Yes,
It's
you
okay.
did. Right, and I'm just
So,
explaining that you did.
and I'm just going to
Right.
let you know that everybody else agrees with me. So,
And I already told you, I don't care what anybody else thinks.
and,
so
I,
that's
and I
fine.
don't care what you think about it.
Right,
I'm just
and that's
telling
fine.
you.
And I don't want you to care
So
what I think
let me,
about it.
Let me ask you
Right.
a question,
Go ahead.
okay?
Uh-oh,
What's your
JD's gonna
what's your
whistle.
thoughts on what's he got?
He's got his
Nothing.
whistle.
Nothing.
Oh, great.
It's a
What's your
terrible
thoughts
sound.
on the Berry Partnership?
I don't know anything about it.
You don't know anything about the Berry Partnership.
Mm-hmm.
You like the lights that were here on Christmas?
I'd take them or leave them.
Have you watched Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No, I have not.
You should watch that. I
Okay.
feel like you'd
What is that?
appreciate that.
Maybe.
What is that?
It's like it's a movie that really goes after nihilism,
okay.
and it's actually pretty good. You should watch it.
And so that I can agree with you and believe the things you believe, or what?
No,
because it'll bring me enlightenment to me.
I'm just
Okay.
maybe
I like enlightenment.
lighten it. Yeah, I like it.
I'm fine. I'm at peace and I have joy, and I'm pursuing joy in this life as I'm living freely.
I'm not saying that you're not joyful about not voting. I can get that. Listen, I can completely get the desire to step away from it and just do nothing.
Yeah.
With that, I completely understand it. I was talking to a friend who was making that comment and how he now plays video games. He doesn't have to worry about any of the politics.
Yeah.
Spends time with his family. 100% understand that. I made choices. I don't have any significant other, and this is my thing, and I have fun doing it.
And
so
that's
I
great.
do the podcast.
Do your thing. Don't step on anybody's toes.
Yeah.
Don't impose your will on anybody else, and everybody's free.
Hey, I'm not
that's cool.
imposing my will. I'm making recommendations.
Well, so that's the thing. Like, so two people are up for election for something, right? And so each one has different opinions on how things are going to play out. And I don't think that there's a lot of individual options in this. I think that there's behind the scenes influencers, lobbyists, and advisors and stuff. Maybe not on a local level so much as on a federal level. But let's say so two people are running for an office, even locally. They both have their opinions and they have their direction they want to take it. And so people join with them. Either they agree with that person's perspective and they say this person's going to represent my choices. The other person, so you got two factions of people, right? And both factions of people are voting for someone to represent them. And the person that's going to represent them is going to make their own choices. And they're going to do things, take things in a different direction. And if I don't agree with person B, so say you're voting for A and I'm voting for B, A is going to put things into place in the community that I don't agree with, but you do. So you vote for him. And I want B, but you don't like B because B is going to put things into place that you don't agree with. So if I vote for B and you vote for A and A wins, I don't remember which ones I assigned us to anyway, but like your person wins, my person loses. Now your person's going to put things into place potentially that I don't like and I don't want to live by. And so people say, well, this is democracy, this is the social contract and all that kind of stuff. Fine, I reject that.
90% of the audience.
Jedi mind trick. That's fine.
Just glazed over.
Yeah, because we're consumers. We're locked into consumerism. And when people are locked into consumerism, this is the whole thing of Jones Plantation, was that the people were convinced that they were free, even though they weren't. They were told, you're free.
You were being led
you
by
can't lead.
a very charismatic leader that believed.
No.
he was
Okay, not the
Christ.
cult. No. This is something different. This is on YouTube. It's a video. It's called the Jones Plantation. Okay, so that's You don't know what I'm talking about then, which is fine. That's something you gotta watch.
When you say
Right.
Jones, when you say that is like the first
Right.
place that people go to is the Jones. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Jonesville. Yeah.
Jim
And they went
Jones,
down
wasn't
to
it Jim
South
Jones?
America or.
It was Columbia, wasn't it?
It was, I don't remember. Went down there and he was a religious cultist, similar to the Branch Davidians and
Right. That's not what I'm talking about.
and a lot of really,
bottom
So
line is
this is what I'm talking about. It's a story called The Jones Plantation. It's on YouTube. The channel is Larkin Rose. And I don't know, we just hijacked JD's show, but real brief. The Jones Plantation it's set in pre-Civil War South. It's plantation slavery, and so you've got this. The plantation owner said he's having trouble controlling the people that he's enslaved, right? So he's not a good guy. He finds that another plantation nearby has hired this consultant named Smith who got things working in better order. So he hires Smith to come over, and Smith says, let me take the lead here. Let me do my thing. It's going to sound funny to you. You're not going to agree with it probably, but let me do it. It works. So Jones sits back and says, all right. Smith gets up in front of everybody and says, you're all free. This is the first thing he says. You're all free. You're no longer slaves. You're free. But if you leave the plantation, we can't account for your safety because you're free on the Jones plantation, but outside of these boundaries, we don't have any say in it, and somebody else might take you as a slave or kill you. And so you're all free, but you're here. And since you're here, you're co-owners of the plantation, but we still got to do the job of the plantation. So why don't you guys just keep doing the same job you've been doing? And Jones will keep running the plantation because that's what his experience is. And so it goes on, and it's essentially it's the story of America. And it's setting up how that all works. But in the end, it gets to a point where the people don't like Jones anymore, so they want a different plantation owner. They want a different president. And so Smith brings in B. Jones, A. Jones's cousin, and says, okay, well, you get to choose. You can choose between this one or this one. It's your choice. You get to choose who's in control of the plantation. It's up to you. And so they vote. And every couple months they have a new election, and they vote for the other guy. But in any case, it's still the guy that the Smith said you don't get to vote for anybody. We've got 330 million people in America, and you get to vote for 2 people for president, maybe whittled down from 16 in the primaries. Who? The people that they chose. We could have had a Bush-Clinton election in 2016 again. How many times do we have to do that in our lifetimes?
I'm a pragmatist, and, I just that narrative. One, I don't particularly like being, because in your story you're saying that the politicians are slave owners, and it kind of insinuates that me as a politician am a slave owner and trying to, make you that's just, first of all, national level. I don't care about. I'm talking about local. Your
I think the
neighborhood.
local is better. Is probably less corrupted than.
So if you think
national,
it's so
but-
corrupt, why don't you get involved?
I don't want to be part of it.
But you can't cast aspersions unless
Why?
you get involved and try to fix it. Well,
No,
you can.
I don't think it should exist.
Well, so you're anarchist then?
Yes.
You think complete anarchy where
Anarchy
there's
is self-governance. Anarchy is self-governance. It's not chaos. It's self-governance. If you have a properly educated, informed individual who's for freedom, this all assumes that we've been cultured properly, which we
cannot
have
have
not been.
anarchy in the world that we're in.
Right, because we've been conditioned not to.
No, men are, well, humanity are sinful creatures, and you cannot have you can't have a non-structure there. It just, if you don't have the structure, by definition, by nature, humanity will fall into chaos and will not be very good for.
I disagree. How do you know this? Have you seen it?
Have you
done
seen
it?
where it's not?
Have you done this with America today? See, this is the issue that we have. And I have this conversation with people. We're looking at it. We're looking at it from our experience. We're looking at it from today's culture. And today's culture, we have everybody is conditioned into what's the word I'm thinking of? Dependence. We're conditioned into dependence. And so, yes, if you take that structure away, it's gonna look pretty bad. It's gonna fall apart. And people are gonna struggle a lot. But that's because we've been conditioned out of this capacity. We don't have independence anymore. If we had individual independence and I can't think of the word. If we were prepared to take care of ourselves, what's that word? I don't know, whatever. But independence works. But if we could obtain our own needs, then we could do this. But we're in a situation where we can't right now. So I think that's the struggle.
I think
are you still here?
I'm right over here. I think the big the main point I think that Michael's trying to make is today's town meeting day. We've had town meeting day in Vermont for gazillions of years. It's a tradition. It's democracy in its purest form, and
Not in its purest form. Not its purest form. I mean, it's a representative democracy.
Purest form is mob rule.
Yes.
51 people,
Which is what he wants.
beat up the. No, it's not. I want individual
It's
responsibility. I want
important.
individual accountability and independence. I want freedom.
I'll go up another 10,000 feet, 20,000 feet.
All right, keep going.
It's important. Get out, vote today.
Or don't.
And support Article 7, Barry Area Development, to keep them alive. What are the reasons, and we're going to check in with Carl Parton here in a little bit and talk sports, local sports, because we have to shift gears, but what's the reasoning? And I was asking you this the other night on Barry Beat. Specific reasons why the mayor is not in support of keeping Barry Area Development and the Barry Partnership alive.
So there's no secret my feelings towards the mayor. So I'm not gonna I'm not even gonna go down that route, because I'll just say that I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe it could be from the fact that he was advertising on here, and I know that there was an email stating that I think there was some sort of communication between Cody and the mayor about how they need to stop giving you money for advertising.
But this has nothing to do with
Well,
why he.
I mean, it could though, right? Because if it's regarding a slight that you may have done while during a council meeting. really it could be possible, and I don't know, but
I doubt that.
believe
That's
me,
really
you'd be
what-
surprised. You'd be surprised what people get their
Well, that's a pissing
Snickers in a
match.
bunch.
Well, we should vote for more of those people. Let's get them all in control of our lives.
But that's a
You can slight me up to
I'm not
7
slighting you. I
times.
don't know you.
I
I
know
know you. I'm not slighting you.
that's
I'm not slighting anybody. I don't know
I'm not
anybody.
saying you're not. I'm not saying that you're slighting me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
But to try to dissolve such an important organization, because of a pissing match.
I think the vision is having it under the auspices of the government. I like the autonomy that's there for it.
I'm going to support anything that's good for this city.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's something that's good for the city, that's good for the people of our city, I'm going to support it, whether or not they're paying sponsors or not.
No, I
mean,
get that.
Cody
you see
was
that.
on every Monday morning.
He was.
Which was a lot. It was a lot, but it was
Mm-hmm.
also during a time when we needed a lot of information. With COVID and grants and everything they were trying to keep the city alive and promoting Barry. So I'm gonna support BADC.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Whether they're a presenting sponsor or
No,
not.
I and absolutely, you've been doing that.
And I'll continue to always.
I absolutely agree.
As well as the Barry Partnership.
Look at that.
Just
you got another crasher.
I'm just gonna. I mean, plain and simple. You guys are taking advantage of my microphone.
I know, right? Well, we're trying to get people out to vote. Shannon Alexander. Here, give it to me. I'll hold it up. Can you see? Oh, whoops. Sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do your thing. Impose your will on me. It's fine. You're a politician.
We're not on. Here.
Do you see it? Does it look
Here.
good? Mr. Brody's gonna. He's fully in support of Article 7.
I don't know what Article 7 is. Will not.
Vote yes for Article 7. Vote for Michael Booton, School Board Sarah Hellman, and Rosemary for Ward 2, Ward 1 Tim Bolton, and
You know, we're actually having fun up there.
Are you
were
really
guys-
having fun
and
up
Ward
there?
3 Tina
I'm
Ruth
like
here.
from right to left, I'm right in the middle, and
Yes.
Wow.
just saying I'm the obnoxious cheerleader up there.
Is Tracy up there too?
No.
Busy doing other things.
All right.
She's a busy woman.
Yes.
I'm about to take us all through some yoga moves
Ooh.
God.
in the snow.
I
You don't
feel
want
like
me
I should
doing
get
yoga.
out and
Jesus. Oh my God.
All right.
you're probably annoyed. I'm so sorry.
I don't know. I'm not at all. I don't get annoyed.
I haven't really met you,
No,
Michael.
yeah, I'm
Booten.
Paul Brody.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
I'm not annoyed by anything.
You're
I don't
not
take,
annoyed?
No, I have not.
You're not-
I have not
you're not
found it
annoyed?
yet. I don't take things personally.
Because it
it's all
doesn't
good.
take anything personally.
anything
Have you read the Four Agreements?
I've seen the videos.
Yeah.
Oh no! You need to read
It's a
the
good
Four
start.
Agreements.
I'm not going
reading
to read
them.
the Four Agreements. I'm sorry.
Why not?
I'm just not going to.
Why?
No offense.
No, I'm not offended. I'm just
No,
curious.
I'm just-
Look, everything I like to
just saying.
explore. I like to understand.
Would you like
Why-
to understand that?
Yeah. What is the
I don't
reason
want
why?
it.
Okay. It doesn't interest you.
It has no
All right,
interest
cool.
in my.
That's no problem.
offense.
That's fine.
No offense. I mean,
No, it's,
I'm sure you're great.
there can't be any
You're
offense to
great.
anybody who reads the Four Agreements. They will not take it personally, so they can't be offended by you not liking the book. I don't care. Nobody
You
cares.
say you don't care, but that's
don't.
not accurate. You do
Why?
care, and there is a part of you that cares, and you can deny that, and there's part of you.
No,
But
I
but
disagree
it
with
is
you.
it
I
is
disagree with you.
serious- Inside you, there is a part of you that it does bother, and you can sit there and say that it doesn't.
Part
but
of
you
the
will
ego.
always-
It's the ego. The ego is not
Right.
real. The ego doesn't exist.
You have a part of you
I
that
am-
does
I am
get
de-
offended.
I am
Now you
detaching
got,
from
now
the
you
ego.
got Tina Ruth here
Hey,
saying
Tina.
that you need to read the Four Agreements.
See, you can't tell me
Tina,
what
help,
I feel inside.
Tina, help us out.
How
here.
can you do that?
You're right. I can't tell you. I
Right.
can only tell you human
You can-
nature.
you can-
You feel a little upset, and it's okay. Do you want a hug?
I'm not upset.
Do you want a hug?
No.
This
I'll
guy,
give you a hug.
this
No.
guy, telling, he's
Really?
imposing all over me. I'll
Well,
hug you. I'll hug you, but it's got nothing to do-
Oh, see.
it's got nothing to do with my internal. It's like, so you say it's human nature. That's fine. I study psychology too, right?
I don't
understand.
I don't study psychology.
Well, so I have. And it doesn't matter. I mean, life is psychology. Everybody's a psychologist because psychology is human behavior. So we all studied human behavior all the time. But yes, there are tendencies that we have, and one of those tendencies is to assume that everyone thinks the same way we think, or that everyone cares, or we care, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But you don't have to live that way.
I don't think-
Our authentic self is something separate. Now, I don't know what it is. The story that I'm choosing to believe, because all this is just stories, everything. So your perspective on what human nature dictates or is a story that you've created or you've adopted from other places, and you've chosen to believe. We all have those stories, and what I'm saying is I'm trying to detach from these stories and look at all of the stories and understand all of the stories, and I can attach for a little bit, I can attach deeply, I can attach to whatever I want to, but I only do the things that bring me joy. I'm trying, that's my goal. And so yes, there are things that can still upset me, but when I find them, when I feel them, I go, oh, I don't like this feeling, I don't want this anymore, and I take it out, and I get rid of it, I detach from it, and I don't need it in my life anymore. There can be
You
joy.
You cannot detach, no matter how
See
much.
how
you say you
well, how do you know
can,
this?
but you
How do you know
cannot.
this? Are you
I will
God?
say
You are
that-
God. We're all God.
I
I'm
will
God. He's
say-
God. We're all God. How do you know this?
No, I am not.
See, so this is different. We have difference
I
of
think-
opinions,
I
different
think
stories.
That, I think that some of us would agree that Cody Morrison is God, and he's with us right now.
I like Cody. Hi, Cody.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, pal.
Are you here to save us?
Listen, this
saving
is a guy, and I just said 107.3 hours over 20 months and 93 episodes. This guy right here,
I
Cody
know.
Morrison.
I love Cody.
Cody, good morning.
Brody loves Cody. Right?
I do.
No,
I'm gonna start calling you by your last
Paul
That's fine.
Brody.
Everybody does.
I know.
As a joke, kidding.
Yeah, we can't hear you well, buddy. You got to speak straight into your phone. We can't
All right,
we can't hear
can
you.
you hear me?
A little bit better.
All right, how about that?
Yeah, that's much better.
All right, well, good morning, everyone.
Yeah, so it's a big day. It's a big day. Everyone's talking about Article 7, town meeting day, obviously. What say you on all of this?
I don't know what Article 7 is, JD. Well, can you explain that to me?
You were watching the podcast last night, Cody. Come on. Now.
So I tuned in right around the time that I heard about it.
Okay.
Harper.
Okay. Yeah. Article 7 is the marketing director for the Barry Area Development.
Cool.
What say you?
I'm not involved in the article, so I can't really say too much about their internal planning or what the politics of the city are at currently. But I will say, we're able to get a lot of progress done in my time with the organization. Most recently, we were able to get a lot of that earmarked money for the auditorium and for the infrastructure project. But as to current activities, I haven't been up to date too much. So I can't really speak to what's going on currently. But the last couple of years, we've really brought a lot of value to the community.
Hell yeah.
So, Cody, I'm going to impose my will upon you.
Uh-huh.
Good.
You're welcome.
No, he said good. He didn't say thank you.
Oh,
I don't care. I don't care.
yeah, you do.
God,
This guy.
I know.
He can't accept that someone has a different experience in life than he does. And it's okay.
No, what I can't accept is that, and when people tell me that they don't do it, that they do things altruistically.
I'm
And
not
it's
doing anything
true.
altruistically.
I know, but
Okay.
but the argument on that is I can't stand that argument because there is no altruism.
No, we're all hedonists.
Anyway, Cody, we just wanted to check
Until we
in with you
detach.
this morning. We know that you have just been critical with what
Yes.
you've done with BADC over the last couple of years. In such a short period of time, you shifted through so many gears and brought so many great things to our city. And we just want to thank you this morning. That's all.
Hey, well, it's always a pleasure hearing from you guys. It's a lot of fun helping get a lot of good stuff done up in Barrie, and always happy to come on and chat with you all. And I wish everyone good luck today.
Well, before you go, Cody, let me ask you: do you think BADC has done right by Barrie City in the last year and a half?
I can't speak. I can't speak to anything since I left, but when I was there, I got Barrie City $6 million, so
When do I get my $6 million or my share of that? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
you care.
I recognize that it goes to the city, and I partake of all the things that the city does. I get it, but
Well, no,
Just
you
joking.
don't.
I
You
was
don't go
just
to the
joking.
Barrie Auditorium because you don't vote.
Cody, thank you,
No,
buddy.
but
We
I
love you.
have an office on Main Street, and I drive on these roads.
And we
Walk
will
on the
chat
sidewalks.
with you soon.
You drink the
all
water.
right.
Yeah,
Happy
filter it
Tuesday,
first.
everyone. Have a great day.
All right, pal.
Where do you live?
In Barrie City.
You're in Barrie City.
Are you want me to tell it on here? 43 Nichols Street.
Well, you didn't have to tell me the exact location. I
Well.
was just wondering the street.
my
Well, now
I
you
don't know
know.
where that is for the life of me.
It's
Where-
off a circle.
Off a circle. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's Ward 3. You could still vote for me. Or Ward 1. Ward 1. It would be Tim Bolton.
I like Tim.
Not enough to go
How
vote for
could
him?
you?
no?
How
No.
could you not? How could you not like someone who brings us a Shamrock Shake while
Yeah.
we're live on the air?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's
God.
fantastic. I don't
Jeez.
necessarily like the taste of it. It
Oh.
did confirm that it's it's still not something that I would willfully drink. But
I don't-
it's full of sugar and dairy, and those two things activate things in my brain that make me feel pleasure. So
Yeah,
I'm
and when I drink
I'm
a
drinking it.
Shamrock Shake,
I like mint, but
I
this is
associate
I don't know.
I associate spring and just newness.
Really? I mean, Shamrock Shake.
Yes,
minty
Shamrock Shakes
makes me think of Christmas.
equal
This isn't
Easter,
good.
equal
I'm not going to lie to you.
grass growing.
Bless the heart of McDonald's.
Yeah.
but-
Right.
All right, Carl Parton, you with us this morning, pal?
I am. Hey, JD.
Hey,
how's it
man.
going?
Listen, we know that you. How much sleep have you had over the last? I don't know. 2 weeks.
Oh, it's winter sports season. I can sleep. I hibernate just after the final championship basketball game for about a month until golf season opens. Then I come out and I wake up and plenty of rest.
What happened last night at the auditorium between Montpelier and Spalding? These are
First of all, it was
teams
packed.
that. Yeah, these are two teams that have. I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, it was a packed gym, first of all, as you can certainly expect. The boys' semifinal matchup between Spalding and Montpelier. We wanted it to be the championship game all season long. Really, we were looking last year at this matchup, knowing it was going to come to the Barrie Auditorium. The bracket didn't work out. Fairhaven down in the south played a softer schedule and managed to be undefeated, so they got the number 2 rank. It puts Montpelier, who only had 3 losses, 2 against Spalding in the regular season, and then 1 against Rice, who's a perennial D1 championship contender. So that bumped them all the way down to the number 5 hole in the bracket. So it became a semifinal matchup between these two teams for the second year in a row.
Jeez. And what was the final score? 60-53, I think.
60-53. It was a lot closer than that. It was 1 point, a 1 point game with about 2 minutes left.
Oh my God.
Montpelier hit their free throws at the end. in that kind of foul situation.
And there was
Time
what
in
there
the
was
game.
there was a 3-pointer from someone,
Cody.
Cody,
Yeah.
backwards, one foot.
Well, I don't recall that, but I guess if you heard it through the telephone or heard it on the internet, it might have been that way. He hit some great shots, I'll tell you. I had him down for 30 points. We have kind of an unofficial scorecard going as we call the game. That kid can shoot.
Yeah, my God. Did you say bada bing as many times as Brent Curtis last night?
I work with Brent a lot. We do the VTC games, live stream those all winter long. So we ride down together. If I tried to steal bada bing, Brent would choke me out.
What about coast to coast?
You know what? The defenses were too good last night.
Yeah.
Nobody could go coast to coast. These are the two teams that could have been in the championship. And I'm a bit of a homer for Central Vermont sports, but I got to say, I wish and think that should have been the championship. I do believe it inevitably will be the championship because I think Montpelier will beat either Fairhaven or North Country, whoever wins that game Wednesday. And
we have a lot of people talking about, what's the other game? Hazen and Thetford?
Yes. Yep. That should be a good one.
Jeez.
Yep, definitely.
What's next? What happens next?
Central Vermont sports doesn't just have basketball. We've got some exciting stuff going on at the Gut.
Oh, hell yeah. Wednesday, we got the girls.
Yeah, the girls Spalding hockey team could win their second championship in 3 years. And the spectacular part about that, they've got, obviously, Becca McKelvey, who's the all-time point scorer for the Spalding girls hockey program. She's a senior. But then they have like a crew of 8th graders that are just amazing that they called up and filled out the roster, and they are huge contributors. They can skate, they have good hands, they're smart, and this team is playing Burlington Colchester, and it's a game that I think on paper they are heavily favored in. So it's going to be a cool thing if Spalding can bring one championship home from 3 championship quality teams they had this year.
How do we see the rest of the season on CVT Sport?
So NFHS owns the rights to the championship game, semifinals, and really all playoffs we discovered this year for live streaming. But
that kind of bums out Lori Shepard and I.
Yeah, me too, a little bit. But we found a workaround, which is totally fine. We are allowed to play archived video.
Right.
So I worked with Tony Campos of CVTV723.org, and you can watch all of Spalding's playoff games, either if you subscribe to the NFHS network, nfhsnetwork.com, or you can watch them on CVTV723.org. They'll be aired on the cable station several times on 192, I think, channel 192.
Okay.
In the Greater Barrie area, or you can go to CVTV723.org and watch them. So,
wow. U32 boys hockey. We have Coach Shane Luck that's going to be on tonight. I haven't even had a chance to tell Raylene, but about 6:15 tonight, a couple of the boys are going to come down. Some of the captains, and we're gonna jump on the air.
Yeah, so I suggest you stick to hockey and leave out the Shamrock Shake deep discussions.
I will. The championship game Thursday night, and this is the first time that these boys are going to be skating in a championship for a few years. I think it was 2016 was the last time, right?
Yeah, this group of seniors, they have 14 seniors on that U32 boys hockey team this year. So it's kind of cyclical. You have that cycle that they, as freshmen, they come in and they struggle a little bit, and then they just build up, they work together, they get stronger, they get faster, they get better hands, and they're peaking right now. This group of seniors, it's their time, but they're going to take on a tough Mount Mansfield squad that beat them 4-0 earlier in the year. So it's going to be a battle for them, but they are peaking right now. They've got some great players. If they play smart, stay out of the box, they have a shot.
How about Tanya McCauley and Lori Shepard Saturday's game up at the auditorium for the Spalding varsity girls? What two amazing coaches, and man, those girls, they worked so hard. They put everything out there.
Yeah, it breaks my heart. We covered them all year long, and of course, Lori works with me on cvtsport.net and calls games. So, we hang out or see each other more than we see our families. So it kind of hurt for me for them. I really wanted to see that group get over the hump. Last year, they were down by Mount Abe in a game they should have won, and they lost by 3. And this game, this year, they were the underdog in this game against North Country, and they battled. They were down just by 1 point with under 2 minutes left. So they had the opportunity, just a bad bounce here and a tough break there, and they couldn't get over the hump again. So it really was a heartbreaker for the Spalding girls basketball team. But, only one team can win. That team, the coaches got the most out of that team they could. That team, I believe, from a statistical standpoint, on paper, overachieved, making it to the championship. So they should really be proud of what they did accomplish, being the runners-up this year.
Yeah, we very much enjoyed having 4 of the captains in here. I think it was last Friday. We had a great time on the air. But Carl, we are. And Shep and I have said this many times together on the air. We are so lucky. We are so blessed here in Central Vermont to have you bringing what is so near and dear to so many parents and our community to the eyes and the ears of so many in Central Vermont. Our local sports is so important. And what the hell are we going to do if it's cut out of the budget?
Well, I have several small funding sources, and the school certainly contributes a little. It kind of like helps me get payroll for my cameraman, my producers, my editors, my talent. So that is a contributing factor. But if worse comes to worse and they can't put in their little share, I may have to pound the pavement and look for sponsors or advertisers a little harder than I do right now. So it's not the end of CVTsport.net coverage. It may reduce our coverage. We do every single Spalding boys and girls hockey game, every home hockey game, every single Spalding boys and girls basketball game, and all the wrestling too. So.
Well, listen, don't pound the pavement too hard. If it comes to that, you always have a couple of microphones over here, and we will do everything we possibly can to help out CVTsport.net. We'll bring Shep in here. We'll bring McCauley. We'll do whatever we got to do, but please don't hesitate to take advantage of me with getting the word out of how important you are, bud.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that a lot, JD. It's nice of you to say.
All right, brother. Stay in touch, man. We'll be in touch with you real soon.
All right. You take care.
All right. Carl Parton, one busy guy. So Paul Brody is with me every Tuesday morning.
Every Tuesday.
And I'm hoping you'll come back next Tuesday.
I will.
If
you'll have me.
I could even say, I'll see you next Tuesday.
You could.
Could,
because that would be accurate, because we will see each other next Tuesday if I come back on the show.
This community has got so much going on and so many great things. The Chamber of Commerce has their breakfast club with Ann Watson. That is going to be, or that was Tuesday, February 28th. What's the next one here? I'm looking quickly and I'm not seeing it. I know it's coming up soon. It's once per month. There's my community calendar is jammed right now. Jammed. April 8th, The Barrie Rotary is going to be doing a pie brunch, which I'm very interested in. Stay tuned for more information on that. Bikers for Beth, we're going to be talking a whole hell of a lot more of as we tick through the weeks here, especially as we get toward the closer that we get toward April. You're going to hear us talking a lot more about Karina Bedell, the recipient for this year's Bikers for Beth. And just a lot more. The whole month here is just jammed. Snowshoeing going on at the North Branch Nature Center this Saturday. I believe that's part of cvfun.org. St. Patrick's Day breakfast honoring Mark Tatro of Tatro's Appliance. That'll be Friday, the 17th, over at the Barrie Elks Lodge from 8 to 9:30. They are looking for you to pre-register on that. We've got the links all over our Facebook page so that they can count on you. But it's going to be a roast. It's going to be a great breakfast. It's going to be just a hell of a lot of fun. The Oldies Dance is coming up on the 18th at the Bethany Church, put on by cvfun.org. That is from 6 to 9. That's going to be incredible. The Craft Night is at Delicate Decadence on Tuesday, the 28th of this month, and a variety night at the Three Mountain Cafe in Waitsfield on Thursday, the 30th. Just a couple of things to get on your calendar in the coming weeks. It's going to be a busy, busy time. This morning is town meeting day. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
I'm enjoying everything.
I have been reading, as you know, because I share with you. You are so similar, by the way, so similar to Rusty Deweese in so many different ways. Have you ever met Russ?
I met him.
You guys are
aligned. You got to bring him in here.
I will. Very similar. But he was the first person that told me about the 4 agreements, and I think you were the second person. Such an important book. And
I like it.
I will, believe me, I will have Michael Booten reading that book.
It's his choice.
No, it's not his choice.
It's his choice.
I'll threaten him. I'll threaten.
And you're violating the 4 agreements.
No.
No, actually, I guess there's nothing in there about do not impose your will on other people, but it's about respecting that everybody has their own story. And this is the thing that I love about it. That's the most important thing in that book is that it just points before you can get to the agreements. The idea is that we are taught everything we're taught, and we form opinions about things before we understand what we're forming opinions of. We're agreeing with the opinions. Yeah, that's the introduction
of the book.
Is that we're taught the opinions of other people, and then we agree with them. And we don't know that we're agreeing with them because we've never learned anything else. And so then we grow up seeing everything through the lens of these agreements. And so Don Miguel Ruiz is saying,
that's deep.
Ditch the agreements. Forget all of the agreements you've ever made. Just pretend for a second that everything you know doesn't exist and start over. And so what do you learn? Well, maybe not everything you know, but all the agreements you've made with society.
The first things that you learn as an infant are coming from your mom and dad. If you cry, you'll probably get fed,
or you get punished. We get this mixed bag through our first couple of years. Sometimes we cry and we get responded to with what we need.
Love, nurturing.
Right. And sometimes we get hostility and frustration because parents are sleep deprived and frustrated. So
but then we
stop crying, baby.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
But then we learn as we become a toddler to share, to be kind. And
sometimes
a lot of these things, and then as we go through life, we learn from these things because they're generally kind of reciprocated.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
If I share with you, you might share with me.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm kind to you, you might be kind to me. Mm-hmm. And then we start learning about what is wrong and what is right. Don't talk to someone that way. That's wrong.
Mm-hmm. And we learn a lot of those things implicitly, like by watching, by people's examples and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, But yeah, all of these things. This
Fascinating.
is all that we learn. This is the conditioning. And he calls it the domestication process. So we're domesticated, and then we see the world through that way, and then we can't fathom that anybody else can see it a different way because we think from our own perspectives, and we think that everyone thinks this way. We think that everyone agrees with us, and then when we run into somebody who doesn't agree with us, like you saw today, then that challenges some part of you, and you think, well, this can't be. This person can't believe. He told me I can't think that way. You don't feel that. You do feel this. Like, how do you know that? You can't say that about another person. I don't. It's fine. He says that. It's his perspective. It's his world. In his reality, I can't do those things, and that's great. I am whatever you think I am, because in your world, that's what I am. This is your world. But then in my world, you are whatever I think you are.
Sure.
And people don't like that. Well, I'm not what you think I am. Yes, I am, because it's in my world. You can't be anything else than what I think you are. And the illustration they use in the 4 agreements, or maybe it's in the 5th agreement, I think he uses it in the 4 agreements too, is you walk into a movie theater. There's one person sitting there. It's dark. You don't know who it is. You go sit down, and you're watching this movie. And the story is playing out, and you see the characters, and you're thinking, I know these people. Some of these people are familiar to me. And you start to recognize characters, and you recognize yourself. You say, that's me, but it's not me.
Sure.
And then you realize, you look over, and the person sitting in the theater is your mom. And this is my mom's life. I'm watching my mom's life through her eyes. There's my mom, but that's not how I see her. There's my dad, but that's not how I see him. There's me, but that's not how I see myself. That's how mom sees us. Oh, interesting. And you get out of that theater and you go to the next theater, and there's another, and that's your dad's story. And so you sit down and you see your dad in there, he's watching his life, and you're watching his life through his eyes. Yeah. And there's mom, but that's not who I just saw in the last movie. This is mom through dad's eyes. And there's dad. This isn't dad I saw in mom's movie. There's me, it's not me. So everyone's got their own perspective, and we cast each other into our lives in the way we do. And that's based on how you present yourself to me and how I interpret you.
Perspective.
But it's not you.
And not only was there quite a bit in the first agreement, be impeccable with your word, but the second agreement, don't take things personally. There's a ton in there about not just that you shouldn't take things personally, but more importantly, why you shouldn't take things personally.
And nothing is personal.
The reasoning behind the why.
Right.
And while I was reading that, night before last, I think I had, I don't know, half an hour of reading time, which is special for me. I was thinking, I'm like, after I read it, Paul, when he read this, he got in his car and within a few minutes was flipped off by somebody.
And I ran him over. No, I wasn't. They were laughing, and I took it personally. Hi.
Hi.
It's
a nice hood.
My squirrel outfit.
Is that the squirrel outfit? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jeez, really?
Looks warm.
Oh, my God.
It looks like one of the Ewok things. That's what I'm seeing as an Ewok.
Warm head?
Yeah, they got their ears sticking out, but then they got that headdress thing as a little bib. Yeah, wicked. Yeah,
warm head,
nice.
cold ass.
Until you really look at their faces, they're kind of creepy.
She looks like something out of Star Wars. Just saying. And then and I'm not being disrespectful.
That's what we just said. We were just talking about that. What did you do that? JD, that's literally what we were just saying. I called her an Ewok. I didn't call her an Ewok. I said it looks like an Ewok. That's a thing from Star Wars. It takes them a lot more than a minute.
Give me a break, buddy. I've only had half of my
I haven't
coffee
even had a Shamrock Shake yet today.
I haven't even had a sip of my Shamrock Shake.
I'm half into the Shamrock Shake. Why is it? Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fascinating.
Well, and that's the explanation of don't take things personally is that movie theater experience. Was that in the when you were reading? I think I remember it from the Fifth Agreement, but I don't remember if that was part of the recap or if that was in the original book. But that's the idea. It's like that's the illustration of why you don't take things personally, because when you're watching life through your mom's eyes and you see yourself and you go, that's not me.
Right.
That's who she thinks I am. And she might insult you or anybody, like my mom doesn't insult me, so I can't use that as an example. I can't even comprehend how that would sound like. But like, so you're if I was watching your life through your eyes and I see myself in there as a character, and I don't know what you see me as, but I would see that and I go, that's not me. And then if you, in your movie, if you're trying to insult that character of me, I'm watching it and I'm going, that's not me. You know, I'm seeing you interact with that character you think is me, and I'm sitting watching it. If you can take that perspective, whenever anybody is saying something or doing something that you are starting to feel offended by, if you can take that perspective, step outside of yourself and envision the social presentation of yourself. I like to look at it this way, like, so between you and me right now, there's you and there's me, and then in front of you, there's a film. There's JD's presentation of self, and then in front of me, there's Paul's presentation of self. And so really right now, JD and Paul's presentation of selves are having a conversation. Your authentic self is somewhere back behind that. My authentic self is somewhere back behind that. And so we could actually step out of this and watch it. Like we see these little smoke figures of ourselves having a discussion, and you and I are standing over on the side watching it.
Yeah.
And whatever your smoke figure is saying to my smoke figure, it doesn't matter to me because it's not personal. It's not me. It's
Right.
just your perception of me, which is based on my presentation.
Sure.
What I'm willing to share about myself.
I'd like to get together with you and share some smoke, and
Okay.
talking about smoke.
I have no
and-
interest in smoking
and
anything.
have this conversation.
Okay. I could sit around a fire that's smoking. I don't
There
want
you
to put
go.
smoke into my throat. It hurts and burns. It's gross.
Wow.
Come boil sap with me. We can
Dude,
sit outside
that's
the fire.
fantastic.
3 hours.
I saw that picture of you. There's
Yeah.
nothing better. You're
great.
You're sitting back. You're relaxing. You're kicking your feet up, and you're boiling sap. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
It's
dude.
fun.
Well, you-
And because I do it on an open fire, and it's not like I don't have any kind of just soot gets
Oh.
in it, and then the syrup has a smoky flavor. Perfect.
Nothing's better.
Nothing's better.
Nothing. Did you have the earbuds in? Were you getting into?
I just had I was listening to myself. I was listening to my own music. Every stream is like a half a penny.
I got egotistical fuck.
Hey, wait a minute.
Did I just call you a name? Don't take it personally.
Yeah, I listen to my music. Look, I wrote my music for me. I'm my artist. When I wrote the book, people were like, "Who's your audience?" You got to all this stuff about all these people like trying to do things. They're trying to be something. Don't
Right.
try, just be.
Yeah.
Don't try to be anything for anybody. Just
Right.
be yourself. Just enjoy it.
Right.
I wrote the book for me. I write my music for me.
Right.
If I enjoy it, then maybe somebody else will.
And be impeccable with your word
Yeah.
too. While you're doing
That's
that.
a struggle. That's a hard one to do.
Of course it is.
Because we're always worried about, I still have my core fear is being rejected.
Right.
And that's, led to all the anxiety and depression I had my whole life. Is based on the agreements that I had, the domestication process, which for me was heavily influenced by Christianity, a specific sect of it
Sure.
that puts a lot of emphasis on do this so that God will love you.
Do you think with the pardon me,
You're excused.
the political climate that's going on and town meeting day, that fair to say that there are some folks in our community on all sides, I don't give a shit who they are, that just want to win for the sake of winning and not really knowing the nuts and bolts behind what they're
Perhaps.
wanting to win so badly.
Yeah.
However, there's also some people, a good portion of people that I would like to think are very well versed in the understanding of why that's the big word, why they are so passionate about wholeheartedly believing that this route or this vote is collectively something that they believe is really truly will serve the best interest of the human beings that live and work in our community and own businesses and have children and are trying to be better, live better, more comfortably. Money's a big thing, man. It's the bottom line. It's what's coming out of your pocket, not just on a national scale with the recession and the price of gas and the price of meat and everything. But just trying to reprioritize, trim the fat, and there's a lot of folks out there that are very passionate right now about, and they're concerned.
Yeah, there's there are a lot of fantastic people that are making efforts to do these things.
And there's
I
a lot
agree
of
with that
people.
100%.
There's a lot of people that are just simply caught up with what is what is the fight. They just want to. They just want to
Sure.
win the fight without really. Because they've
Yeah,
joined,
and hopefully
they've
that's
joined,
the minority of the group of the split.
I think
there's
it
just
is.
less people that are they're just seeking that.
Yeah, they've just joined up with others, and they just want to win the fight for the
Yeah.
sake of winning
Sure.
winning the fight. But it doesn't. But it, Paul. We talk about this all the time. It doesn't have to be a fight.
Right.
People need to. Let's be honest. Have a healthy exchange. You had one with Michael Button this morning that was totally unplanned. You guys don't necessarily are aligned, but there was a handshake and a hug.
Yeah, I think
Life's
he's
too fucking
he and
short.
I could probably
dude.
get along great and have a lot of good time and have fun.
Yes.
We don't have to agree on anything, and it's fine, and it's okay. But if one of us felt that the other one had to agree, then it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But he seems open to, I mean, he does seem to think that he knows me based on human, I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
But he was okay with that. He accepted
Sure.
from all my flaws that he perceived in me, he
vice
accepted me,
versa.
and it was great. Yeah,
And vice
I
versa.
don't perceive any flaws in him other than his imposition over everyone to be a politician.
Well,
Being a slave master and all. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it's like what you're talking about. Like, there's people that get into this because they're part of. They want to be the fight. They wanted the drama, whatever. And then there's people that get into it because they honestly believe they can make a difference, and that's great. I support that. I don't support people trying to tell me how to live my life, though. But whatever. I accept. This is the world I am. It is. I'm free so far as I believe I'm free. I'm enslaved so far as I believe I'm enslaved. And this is something I was realizing this morning. I have to. For me personally, not because of anything else or anybody else, but for me personally, I want to change my perspective a little bit more about this and stop spending so much time looking at these things that I think are enslaving or controlling or tyrannical from the perspective of governments and all that kind of stuff. I don't need to focus on that. That's going to be what it's going to be, regardless of whether I give it any attention or not.
that's what
So I want to bring.
that's what Rusty Deweese says.
So I'm gonna let it be. I don't need to participate in it. I don't need anybody else to agree with me, or I don't need anybody else to stop participating. Everybody can do what they want to do. For me personally, this is the way I'm gonna live.
That is exactly, almost verbatim, what I've heard Rusty, and I don't want to speak for Rusty, but the general feeling. He shares that sentiment.
Yeah, and so this is kind of a new idea for me today. So I'm getting into that,
especially on a bigger scale, on a national scale. That his one vote's just not going to matter.
Right.
I mean, there's plenty of people that feel that way.
Right.
I think when we're coming down on a smaller scale, I think
it does make more of a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's more
that's
important.
the one place I think politics does matter. Is on the local level, because on the large scale, that was I wanted to ask you a question today. I wanted to say, do you think you'll ever run for office? not as an implication that I'm suggesting that you should or shouldn't. Just curious. And then if you think you do, how long would it take you before you became corrupt? How long before you sell out?
I mean,
me personally, I'd sell out in an instant.
These are great questions. Yeah,
they flash that ultimate comfort in my face, and I would take it. That's why I'm not going to do it.
I would never run for anything, ever.
Yeah, neither will I.
Do you know the only thing I want to run for?
Shamrock Shakes, McDonald's. Get yours now. Limited time only.
In addition,
I keep drinking this thing. It doesn't taste good.
In addition
to that,
I'm
trying to make it taste good. I do appreciate it, though. Thank you, Tim.
The only thing I want to that I want someone to vote me for or judge me on is my kid, that I'm a good dad. That's it.
Well,
I really
let
truly.
Go of that. You don't need that. You don't need that external validation.
What?
Just do the best you can for her.
Period.
You don't need anybody else to approve of it.
Well, that's right.
I get what you're saying.
But if I can leave a legacy to my kid, who can look back and say I had a great dad, that's all I really give a fuck about.
If you have her read the 4 agreements, she will, because no matter what you do, she'll look back and say he did the best he could. Agreement number 4.
Yes, exactly. That's all I care about.
Sure.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. And I used to.
However, I also am not walking around with a tattoo on my body or a T-shirt that says, "I want to pay more taxes."
Mm-hmm.
So, if taxes can be lowered, I think that's worthy of mention too.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think you want to walk around,
I don't want to pay more taxes.
saying, "Hey,
I'm okay
I
with
want to pay more
look,
taxes."
I'm okay with contributing to the welfare of our community. I don't like this. I don't like the gross expenditure on a national level on things that really do not and never will affect us.
Yes.
And a lot of that is, I don't know, but whatever. In my lifetime, I'm not even gonna. So that they shot down that balloon with the $12 balloon is the story. $12 balloon with a $400,000 missile a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
That's the story. I probably won't pay $400,000. I guarantee I won't pay $400,000 in income tax. Well, I'm not going to guarantee it because maybe I'll get lucky someday and I'll strike it big. But in my lifetime, I'm probably not going to pay $400,000 in taxes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I will over my lifetime, but still, it's like, so my entire life, every tax dollar, every federal income tax dollar I give to the country, my entire life won't even afford to pay for that one missile that took down a $12 balloon.
I understand.
So, if you put it in that context, it's like, well, what's the point of any of this anyway?
I don't know if you have heard Beijing's new foreign minister, but he's now saying the United States and China are hurtling toward inevitable confrontation and conflict.
Yeah, well, that's what the United States Air Force general said a month ago.
Unless Washington changes its course. So
there's this is the issue. These politicians get in those positions, and then they have big stock in defense budgets and stuff like that. And like when there's money to be spent in a defense or offense, which is America's method the last little while, when you go to war, there's a lot of money to be made for certain people. And when those certain people get to vote on whether or not you go to war, that's a conflict of interest. And that seems to exist. And so, that's not happening on a local level probably, but it could be on some level. I don't know.
This saber rattling is getting louder and louder by the day.
Saber rattling. That's the sound of saber rattling.
I'm just saying.
Sure.
What do strong leaders do at a time like this?
Strong leaders step back and let the people do what the people are going to do. They don't impose will on them. What is it? I'm butchering it, but it's from the Tao Te Ching. It's something like when the work is accomplished, when the strong leader, when the work is accomplished, the people say we did it ourselves. And that's the role of a strong leader, is to be there, to do the job, but to not be seen, and to not to leave, not to get the praise and accolades for being the leader. The people, if the people think that they did it themselves, then the leader isn't even recognized. That's the sign of a good leader. From that perspective.
Yeah. Just wrapping up this morning, I'm just seeing a few other headlines that are coming across my screen. 4 Americans that were kidnapped by heavily armed men in Mexico. Do you know why they were there in Mexico?
They were seeking medical attention.
They were looking for a tummy tuck.
I didn't see the specifics.
They were there for some cosmetic surgery. So they just, jumped out over into a different border town, and that made all the difference.
Because the people who were controlling that boundary didn't like it.
And
the
now
people who were controlling this boundary didn't like whatever.
And now we have the FBI.
People are people. We're all the same.
We have the FBI that is offering a $50,000 reward for the return of these Americans who are over there trying to.
That's what you're worth, JD.
Making the abs.
That's what you're worth.
$50,000.
$50,000. Wait, there's 4 of them.
Yes.
So 50 divided by 4. I can't do that kind of math. 12.5. They're worth $12,500 a piece.
How much was the tummy tuck?
Right? It's all staged.
I'm just saying.
All right, that's what we're going to find out next week in next week's episode of this story. So you're going to find out that those people staged their own abduction to collect the $50,000 from the United States government so that they could then pay for the tummy tuck in America. That was the plan the whole time.
Thanks for coming in this morning.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Hey, wait a minute before you go off. Let me ask you a question.
Oh God.
How much would it annoy Brody if I started harassing him and got back into the chair again?
No.
None?
No.
Huh? Should we test this?
No.
I think we should test this.
No. he wouldn't be offended because he doesn't take anything personally,
Take it personally.
and he's impeccable with his word,
Is he?
which you have no idea what we're talking about because you haven't read the four agreements, Michael.
Personally, that I'm not taking